What's up, y'all? This is Henny. Today I want to break down my experiences using iOS 12. The good points, the bad points, and how I've had to use other products to get around doing things that I was doing using iOS 11. Lord, sometimes I just need it to be simpler. Listen, there's some good things about iOS 12, but there's also some very frustrating and limiting things when it comes to editing video that I've found out, and I've had to figure out how to work around the situation to make sure I can keep my workflow as seamless as possible, man. Come on. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. Y'all know what it is. Let's go.
The business.
All right, so check it. Over the last few weeks, I've been testing out iOS 12 and how that's worked on my iPad with my workflow using my apps that I always using, Beatmaker 3, Bloxwave, LumaFusion, among countless others, and trying to figure out, is there any issues that I'm running into when it comes to my workflow? And to be honest, there's some frustrating things. Let's be real. Mainly when it comes to my workflow with LumaFusion. Not anything to do with the app, but more so how Apple has implemented the way you import files, specifically like, camera video files on the iPad, and the issues that you might run into. So listen, I'm recording on the GH5. I still got the M50 up top. Y'all see this going on, but I have picked up this Fuji X-T3, which is pretty amazing. I'm not gonna lie. People are gonna ask, are you switching? I don't know, but my daily driver as a camera for the last few weeks has been this, and it's been incredible. So, normally I record using my GH5 doing these videos, and I record in a log profile, and I also record in a 10-bit file. And I recorded the same type of file on my X-T3 recently, or a few minutes ago, let's be real, just to kind of show you what the issues are when it comes to importing footage on iOS 12. So if I take my SD card, put it in the SD card reader, and plug it in directly into the iPad, you'll see some of the issues that I have. So I have this video file, this 10-bit, it's 4K 60 frames a second. Usually with iOS 11, it would import, but wouldn't play correctly directly in the Photos app. But if I brought it into LumaFusion, it would work no problem. Let me show you what happens. I try to import, I hit select, and it's gonna try to import this file. Watch what happens. Y'all see that? Right there. Right there, that little red dot with the exclamation point. Frustration. It will not import anymore. Any files that's 4K 60, any files that are 10-bit, any files that are H.265 will not import on the iPad. And I was like, yo, what's the issue right now? But so after doing some research, I understood that iOS 12 does not support those files yet. And so it won't even try to import them. It'll just give you an error and say, hey, it's not happening, it's not working, and will not even import those files at all, which is frustrating for me because that's the files that I like to edit with and using LumaFusion. And, and with LumaFusion, there was no issues. So now I'm having to figure out another way. And of course, I've told y'all many ways, whether it's Sony or, using this WD drive over here, this drive right here that I've used before to import files. But I don't want to have to do that every single time for every single file if it's over 4K 60 or if it's over like, a 10-bit file or 265 H.265 file. So I had to figure out another way. And I went on Amazon and I found this little importer, this little SD card reader for the iPad, and it's by Henny. I don't know, the link will be in the description, but I think it's only about $10, $12. And it's basically just a simple SD card reader. When you import the file, it doesn't go directly into the Photos app. It goes into its own proprietary app, and then from there you can import that into LumaFusion. More steps, but it does work. Let me show you. So I take the SD card and I pop it in this device, this adapter, and I plug it in. It's gonna pop up the iUSB app. If you don't have it, it's gonna ask you to download that app. And it's going to show you the files that are on the contents that are on this card. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go to Fuji, and it's showing me all the files that I have. So if I go to edit and I go to select that file, I could also select all the files with the select all button, and I can hit copy. It's gonna ask you if you wanna put it to the app or back onto iUSB. I'm gonna put it onto the app. And that's the app, that's the iUSB app. And it's gonna ask you where the destination is. I'm gonna put it directly on the app with no folder or whatever. Let's see, it's gonna copy over. You see the red line, it's copying over. And the cool thing about this is I don't have to worry about doing it wirelessly. I don't have to worry about having to, copy it over via, some other way. I'm still copying it directly into my iPad so that I can get to editing as fast as possible. But other than that, like with iOS 12, I've had some issues with some of my music apps being glitchy, some of them not starting, and that's just part of the iOS updates. And over time, as I talk to developers like, Blockswave and even with Beatmaker, there will be updates coming soon. So if you've had any issues with freezing, any issues with the app crashing, just know that that's part of the iOS update process. But other than that, the apps have been working fine for me on my daily use. Now it's copied over. If I hit the app tab, you'll see that the file that I just copied over is right there. I can unplug this. It's not, it's directly in the app. So now if I hit the more button in the edit button, tap the video that I want, I can hit the action button. This action will bring up a few things. You can say open in. I'm going to say open in LumaFusion. So now you can see normal LumaFusion. If I play, this is my 10-bit file. I will drag it. This is a H.265 10-bit 4K 60 file. As you can see, it's playing just fine. I could chop this up since it's 4K 60. I could change the speed on this to 40% right there, just as a random cut, just to show you. So you can see it's still working, and those are very intense files. And so I'm hoping that with the rumors of the new iPad X or whatever they're gonna call it will give you the availability to work with these files. Other than that, I really can dig this type of device. I've talked about a lot of different devices to import files, right? This thing is only about $10. And not only can it import your SD cards, but it can also import your micro SD cards. So if you have a GoPro, if you got the new GoPro 7 and you're trying to, work with the 4K 60 files, this thing will import those files directly in to the app that I was just talking about. And you can still edit them using LumaFusion. And also, with your audio files, say for instance, you're using, a Zoom H2N, right? You can get the audio files from that onto this as well. And you can get it all within that app. And then you can see all those files in LumaFusion underneath that app that says USB drive. And so, this is just a quick video to show y'all the issues that I've had and the solutions that I've came up with to be able to use iOS 12 the same way that I was using iOS 11, importing big files from other cameras, just like I would on a laptop, with my iPad to keep my workflow flowing. Because Lord knows I was frustrated as shit. So that's basically the only real issue that I'm having right now. Other than that, iOS 12 has been working pretty good. And so, yeah, that's that. In other news, can't tell you about the other news right now. There's a lot of great things on the way, but I will tell you this. It's been a journey for the last 2.5 years of me coming with this idea of trying to figure out what my next chapter is and where I was going in my career. And when I tell y'all the opportunities that are coming my way are insane, it's just God's blessing. That's all I can say, man. Man, I appreciate everybody who's been subscribing. I appreciate everybody who's been following, watching, and yeah, I want to tell y'all to just stay focused and stay patient. You might not know exactly where you want to go. You might not know the vision for where your next chapter in your life is going. But I promise you, if you have some inkling of which direction to start walking, and you just start walking in that path, walking in faith, and knowing that you stay focused, you stay patient, you stay on it, you keep working on, the things that you're trying to work on to better yourself, to better your career, to better your situation, things just start turning around amazingly. So yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all that boy, there's a lot of new things in the works, and I'm excited for what's to come, and I'm excited to let y'all know that it really works, man. It really works. Doing this really works. Sharing your gifts with the world really works. Engaging with people, giving yourself to others, taking time for those who might just need a little encouragement. All of this works together and creates something amazing for yourself. So that's all I got for now. I can't give y'all too much more, but just know big things are on the horizon. I'll catch y'all in the next one, y'all. Thanks for watching. Take care. Henny out!